Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. Today we got an NFL team preview. The New Orleans Saints. If you like the video today, please come in and share it. I'm your host, Vincent Turner. And join me today is a gentleman that played 12 years in the National Football League. He was a two-time All-American at Florida State University. He should know all about New Orleans because he played them 12 times when he was with the Falcons. My man, I call him the legend, the very talented Bobby Butler. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it as we break down the New Orleans Saints.
Well, Vincent, I'll tell you right now, man, you say 12 times. I played against the Saints 24 times. Yeah, we were in the same division, so we played twice a year for 12 years. That's 24 times. And matter of fact, I played against them 25 times because we played them in the playoffs one year, right?
Yes,
but
sir.
Listen, since head coach Sean Payton arrived on the scene in 2006, the Saints ranked in the NFL's top 5 in scoring offense 9 times. 9 times. Drew Brees got one of the best quarterback relationships in the National Football League, and it shows on the field, right? But the last couple of years now, they had some crushing losses in the playoffs against the Minnesota Vikings. So here's my question. Can they continue to keep this talent together until they win a Super Bowl? Because they are a talented team. So we know offensively, right? We got our quarterback, Drew Brees, of course, hands down, always have been for a long time one of the top quarterback talents in the National Football League. He's entering now his 20th year. That's a lot of football. So the question is, how long can he do it? How long can he do it at the level he's been doing it? Do you slide in his game? Well, I can honestly say I don't see any decline. He may have lost a little bit of arm strength, but it doesn't matter. He's throwing the ball accurate. He's getting the ball where he needs to get it. He's an intelligent quarterback. He's smart. So Drew Brees, he's not going anywhere. Now, here's the other factor. We know all the great teams they've had in New Orleans, right? He is surrounded by the best talent he's ever had, Drew Brees. This team right here is the best talented roster from an offensive standpoint that they've ever had. 8 of the 11 projected starters on offense have made the Pro Bowl since 2016. 8 out of the 11 are Pro Bowlers. They're all-star players, right? Wide receiver room. We got Michael Thomas. I mean, hands down, arguably the best wide receiver in the National Football League. That depends on your taste, right? This guy had 185 targets last season. Now, this is an amazing stat. He caught 149 of 185 targets. That's an 80.5% league percent catch rate. That's incredible. He had over 1,700 yards receiving and caught 9 touchdowns. He's explosive. But here's what they did this offseason. They went and got Emmanuel Sanders from the 49ers, a game changer. That's a lot more flavor they got. On top of that, you take their tight end, Jared Cook, shout out to Gwinnett County, North Gwinnett grad, right? That guy is a fast tight end, very athletic. He averaged, tight end now, 19.2 yards per catch last year. So he can stretch the seam, man, like no other tight end in the National Football League because he can get down there. Great basketball player too, by the way. And then we go to the running back room. What can I say? Norcross High grad, University of Tennessee grad. Let me get that in there. Mr. Alvin Kamara. I don't think there's a more versatile back in the league than Alvin Kamara. All right? And so he can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He can return punts. He can do it all. I mean, he's got it, right? So when you factor all this kind of talent from the skill position, and then you got an offensive line that, you know, they're intact. They got 4 out of 5 starters back, and then they drafted Cesar Ruiz in the first round this year. Loaded. And they have chemistry. So they got one of the best offensive units in the game, got everything in place from an offensive standpoint. Now, what I like about them is on the defensive side. They got some horses on defense. The defensive coordinator is Dennis Allen, and he's got a deep roster. And let's start with the guy I love. Now, see, I always wish when I played that I had a guy on my defense like this, named Cameron Jordan. Monster. He had 15.5 sacks last year. He's a monster. D-tackle David Onamata was re-signed. That was a good thing they did. They re-signed him, brought him back. Then, you know, in the secondary, you got Malcolm Jenkins, who they brought back. You know, they drafted him in 2009 out of the Ohio State University. He's back to lead the secondary after they lost Von Bell to the Cincinnati Bengals this offseason. He's back. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. You got one of the best cornerback tandemers in the league with Marshawn Lattimore and Janoris Rabbit Jenkins, 5'6", right? Very cool. And then they pick up Alex Anzalone and Kiko Alonso. They're back this year, along with, listen, these guys deep on defense. They have got Pro Bowlers on every level of play. Their D-line's got Pro Bowlers. Their linebacker unit got Pro Bowlers. Their secondary's got Pro Bowlers. What can you say about this team? And then when you look at the special teams player, their kicker, Will Lutz, was a Pro Bowler last season. I don't see anything wrong yet, Vincent. And then their punter, Thomas Morstead, in his 12th season, now listen at this, has averaged better than 46 yards per punt in 8 of his last 9 years. Dude, they got a lot of power. And so, hey, man, I don't see the Saints going anywhere. I know we just added the GOAT in the NFC South. He's down in Tampa Bay. We know the Falcons can be contentious at any time because they have the players. You know, Teddy Bridgewater left the Saints. Now he's in North Carolina. Hey, man, this is going to be an exciting year in the NFC South. That's all I'm going to say, right? But this team right here is really built to win it all. Now, here's my final analysis with the Saints. I'm going to say, Vincent, that they'll be a 12-4 team this year, right? They're going to be a 12-4 team this year. And here's the question. Will Drew Brees continue to play at a high level? That's going to always be the factor. Who's the play caller, how they're playing. Can he stay injury-free this year? Will the intensity on defense be a lot tougher on Drew Brees this year? Right? All right. But I really believe that they're positioned to make another Super Bowl run. They've had some tragic losses in the playoffs the last couple of years. You know, at the end of the game, just crazy things. And I think they're ready to take it over to the top this year.
I'm going to say it very simple. And you know what? You know how I keep it, Brother Butler.
Keep it real.
The New Orleans Saints are a very, very talented football team. Yeah. To me, they might have the most talented roster in all of pro football right now. Yeah. But really amazing, think about this 15-year run they've been on with Sean Payton and Drew Brees. They've had a couple of 7-9 seasons, but overall, you brought up a key stat. Top 5 in offense for 9 years. And then think about this, even in their Super Bowl year, look at the firepower they had from an offensive standpoint. They had Reggie Bush, Debbie Henderson, Miguel Thomas. They had some guys that can really, really do the thing, Marcus Colston. And then they had a young Malcolm Jenkins, who's a rookie on that football team. But this team, compared to this team 10 years later, it's no comparison. Like you said, you look all down their roster. Man, running back, they can hurt you at any level. Kamara, Latavius Murray, plus Kamara. Then you look at the receiver position. Michael Thomas, is he special, man? Keyshawn Johnson's nephew. Can you believe that? Came over the second-round pick out of Ohio State, and did nobody see this coming. He might be the best receiver after we talk the next 5 or 10 years, the best that's ever played this position. Then what gets me is to strengthen their offensive line. They 2 offensive tackles, Teron Umstead from UAP, Arkansas, swag some love today. Didn't allow sack last season. Ryan Ramczyk out of University of Wisconsin didn't allow sack last season. Then most of all, Drew Brees missed 5 games last year. Teddy Bridgewater came in and played airless football. And last year's offense, they only had 8 turnovers. But like you said, Brother Butler, we know what the Saints can do offensively. Where I think they made a championship level improvement is on the defensive side. My. Like Johnny Gill say, my. Shelton Rankins, Camden Jordan. Looking at who they have in reserves. Mario Edwards, a former second-round pick. Malcolm Brown, a first-round pick out of New England. A young man that came out of University of Tennessee, he's undrafted, but now he's playing at a high level. Shea Tuggle. Then Trey Hickerson to go along with Cameron Jordan. We ain't talking about Marcus Davenport, who played very well before he got hurt last year. They are very deep on the defensive line of scrimmage. Then they got an all-pro linebacker out of Arkansas State by way of the New York Jets. He decided to come down from the Big Apple, come get some of that good food down in Louisiana. Demario Davis became one of the best football players in the league, maybe the best linebacker in the game right now. And then you go and look in their secondary. Marcus Lattimore, what more can you say? I'm saying he's top 2 as a corner in the game right now. And then they get the man out of your area, who's always been a pretty good football player since he came in the league with the Rams. Then played pretty good football when he was with the New York Giants, Jarvis Jenkins. You got 2 guys can lock down both sides of the field. And then Marcus Williams, one of the best safeties in the game. And then you bring Malcolm Jenkins back. This is one of the most talented football teams that's came a long time in the National Football League. To me, they are the team to beat in the NFC, hands down.
Yes.
But this is the key. Like you said, last year, Drew Brees got hurt. Teddy Bridgewater came in, and the boat still kept steering. But this year, Brother Butler, I know you chipping at the bits. My thing is, even though if Drew Brees get hurt, Jameis Winston is on deck and at the ship, and he's going to be around a better football team.
Yes.
To me, this is your Super Bowl participant out of NFC. And like he says, down in Louisiana, how about you there? Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lake Charles. The Saints are going to be very deadly down there in New Orleans this season when it comes to the Dome. So if you like the video today, please comment and share it. We love your comments here on 100 Yards of Football. And by the way, it's always my love to the #1 city in the world, the 901. Don't get mad today, Brother Butler. Memphis, Tennessee, the 901. To all the people from the 901, much love. And to the great blue and white of Phi Beta Sigma. Because one thing about the Sigmas, we're about that life. Y'all have a great day here on 100 Yards of Football. Boom.